Yep, it's gonna be all about this good old California lane splitting. Something that we have the pleasure and benefit of having here in all of California, really, and now in many other states, and hopefully soon everywhere else. You've probably seen me in many of my videos, just driving through cars, avoiding traffic. But I'm here to talk about the benefits of lane splitting and how to do it properly, and why you should always watch out for other vehicles. Like here, for example, if I was speeding, guy wants to switch lanes, just make sure it's done safely. So my video, just a bunch of footage of me lane splitting and talking about the benefits, and I will be putting up some clips of asshole drivers or dumbass drivers who either get in your way, aren't paying attention. So it's always good to watch out for those type of cars while you're lane splitting / lane filtering. So the space is there in between cars, and many people aren't aware of the size of that space. And most of us know the size of our bikes. So I have pretty wide handlebars because of my bar end mirrors, but I still fit in most places. So if you don't fit, don't split. That's a general rule. If you fit or not. Of course, you see here, I'm not even splitting at 20 miles an hour. Traffic stopped. I don't need to be flying. I could, but it's just not safe. Anything can happen. It just takes a little tap to fall over or something. So there's a fellow rider up ahead also splitting, because we want to avoid this. Yeah, so we don't want that happening. So it basically, aside from avoiding traffic, a benefit of lane splitting, of course, not getting rear-ended by cars. Everyone and their mothers is on their cell phone when they're driving. No one's really paying attention anymore. So you always have to watch out. By lane splitting, we avoid getting hit from behind, and even just we decrease traffic for everyone, really. We don't just wait in traffic. We don't make the cars wait in traffic. We're already gone. We don't slow anyone down. And there's plenty of room. Here in California, cars are already used to seeing bikes go by. Not everyone loves it. Some of them even don't let you through on purpose. But just gotta avoid those guys.
It's not the great car, it's this car though.
Like here, for example, the truck here could easily move over, but he purposely moved over to the left to block the space. But we're not going to be douches, because we let him give motorcyclists a good reputation. But overall, the benefits of lane splitting is for everyone, not just for us. So it's pretty cool. Even here, the lanes are a little bit closer, so it's not like we can go too fast. We always have to make sure, I think the general rule is don't go 10 miles faster than the speed of traffic, and things like that. But it basically is just do it safely. By safely, I mean know your bike and know the limits of your speed and what you can handle. So even me with my wide bar end mirrors, I know where I fit. I usually thank cars when they move over for me. See, we just saved ourselves probably half hour of traffic time right there, just in that little 1 minute stretch. So I don't think I've ever lane splitted more than 40 miles an hour, and that's not on the city streets. Of course, that would be on the highway, because of course there's traffic on the highway here, especially here in Los Angeles. But the space is still there, but you still higher speeds. You just definitely have to be a lot more careful. Anyone just switching lanes, or for some reason opening a door. I've even seen videos of people randomly opening doors on the freeway, which baffles me, but it happens. So, I mean, hopefully most states do get it legalized. It is a benefit for all of us. Yeah, so I'll probably speed up the rest of this clip. It's all going down PCH in traffic. Normally, I think I stay under probably 20, 22 miles an hour here the whole time. So it just shows you like the benefit of saving time and being safer, as long as it's done in controlled speeds. Of course, I will show up some clips of me on the highway lane splitting, followed by all the dangers of lane splitting. But it's not necessarily dangerous because of lane splitting, it's just you have to watch out for cars, really. So, like this 7-mile stretch of PCH, we were able to complete in like, I'll say around 8 minutes or so, instead of sitting in bumper to bumper traffic. But of course, it comes to an end. But one of my favorite things is lane splitting on the highway. This is going to be in the carpool lane. Most of the time there's plenty of space to filter on the side. It's a little gray area on whether riding on the double yellow is frowned upon. I've talked to the different CHP officers. Some say it's as long as you're doing it alright, then it should be fine. But once again, you also save time. But of course, at higher speeds, you do have to be careful. It is in a carpool lane, so it's not like they can just leave whenever they want. They have to be at an exit, or so you think or expect. So you always have to be aware, especially at higher speeds, because in the freeway, constant lane changing, you definitely have to be careful. So for example, lane splitting on the freeway when you're not in that carpool lane, for example, you need to be careful on both sides, because the space is there. We have the space, but you just gotta make sure, since people are changing lanes constantly, you just gotta make sure to try to look at the driver to see if they want to switch lanes. These two, he wants to come in, the other car wants to come out. If you were right, you're trying to lane split in between them at like 40 miles an hour between that lane, that would be you sandwiched in between there. And of course, riding at night, lane splitting at night, same rules apply. Don't ride too much faster than the rest of the traffic. But at least on the highway, for example, while I'm doing 40, all other cars are probably doing around 35, 30. Space is still there. Try to still use your lights. It's like, mostly it just has to be done safely. It's the crazy drivers and the crazy riders. They make it bad for all of us. But at least, like I said, on the highway, cars are moving. You're expecting them to be paying attention. Hopefully they are. But in stop traffic, everyone's on their phone. They just think that they're in their little bubble, their little metal cage. So, I mean, I don't want to be like this guy here.
you okay? Are you okay? Oh my God. I'm so sorry. Are you okay?
Poor guy out just for a ride. Stops right behind a car. Old lady's not paying attention and just slams into the back of him. Like, unfair for the rider and just dangerous. He could have easily just died right there. Luckily, he landed on his feet. Props to that for those ninja skills there. But that's the kind of dangers that we face. So here, like, I'm splitting on the right side. It's basically where cars are supposed to be parked. But like I said, I do it. It's still legal. Doing it safely. I'm not speeding or anything because you still have to watch out for cars. You have to watch out for cars making a right turn or pulling out of a driveway, for example. But like I said, if it's done safely, it benefits all of us. And it's one of the joys of riding, really. But then, of course, like I mentioned, I'm going to put some videos up of what I think are just dumb drivers. First one coming up while I was on the highway. Guy decides, okay, you know what, I'm tired of this carpooling. Even though he can't cross a double yellow, let alone 2 double yellows, starts moving to the right. Like, what is he doing? Like, it just makes no sense. Then you have drivers too that are in a hurry and then just try to pull things like this guy here. I don't know what's going on, but I could have been going faster, or here, just keep going, try to do it. But obviously don't want to get in the way of a driver like this. But imagine if I was going like 40 miles an hour there at that time. He just would have tapped me a little bit and I would have been like that first guy I showed on the clip. Down I go. But just keep it safe out there, you guys. Everyone knows their limits, the size of their bikes, everything. The more we do it safely, the more other states will see that it's actually a benefit. If you have any questions or anything, comment, like, subscribe. Alright, ride safe, everyone.